Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fit Friday. Woo, 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 woo. Recently on Twitter, I asked you guys in a little poll on Twitter, if you haven't yet, go and follow me on Twitter, because I might use that function a little bit more frequently for polling you guys on what videos you want to see. So I asked you guys if you wanted to see either a recipe video for this one or a fitness weight loss update, and I think 70% of you said you would rather see a weight loss update, checking in with you guys, how much weight I've lost, what I've been doing, all that stuff. As you guys have probably seen on Instagram, because I do post there quite a lot on Instagram stories. I use the stories function way more than the picture function on Instagram, but I have really been working out super regularly. When I started doing this weight loss journey a few years ago and I had a lot of weight to lose, I was very, very methodical. And I was very kind of strict with myself. I never was like starving myself. I was never hungry. I always ate when I was hungry. So I was never restricting calories, ever. I never counted calories, I never restricted calories. But I was very methodical. I had like a schedule on my fridge, and this totally worked for me. I had a schedule on my fridge, and I had like exactly on the days where I was going to work out. I had the workout listed that I wanted to do on that day, because I was really using a lot of sort of fitness workout DVDs. I was using like Insanity and P90X back then. And I feel like this time around, I'm not so like, oh, this has to happen today and then tomorrow I have to do this. It's more like, it's not as robotic, I guess. I've just been doing stuff I really like doing. And it's not like I didn't like what I was doing before, but it's just like this time around, I just kind of I tried to do the DVDs again, and I just kind of got bored of them. I was like, I'm not really enjoying this anymore. And I think with fitness, it's really important that you just do something that you love. And if it's fitness DVDs, great. If it's boxing, great. You just have to find something that you really, really love, because that way you actually look forward to doing it. So I was running a lot, again, as you guys know. And what I've also started doing is hiking. Now, that is not really something that like really pops to mind when people are like, oh, let's go work out, let's go for a hike. It's not really the first thing that springs to mind, but actually what I've found is that hiking, you burn so many calories. You burn so many calories that you actually get hungry while you're hiking, because your body is burning so much energy. So you actually need to refuel your body on a hike. Like, I've gone on a few hikes now that are like 3 hours long. And very strenuous. So I've tried to pick hikes that are not just like flat, kind of very basic. I try to pick hikes that have a very high elevation profile. So you're really going steep uphill in the beginning. Now where I live, there's a lot of mountains in this area in Switzerland, so I can easily, you know, drive to these hikes in these beautiful mountainous regions, and you guys have seen pictures of that on Instagram. I've loved posting those pictures because it's just so beautiful. I love being out in nature. It's like sun and fresh air. I see so many animals on these hikes. I've seen deer, I've seen so many birds. When I'm going on these hikes, I'm super working hard, like going uphill. I've got like my hiking poles, and I'm like trucking uphill this steep mountain, but once you get to the top, it's like, oh, you feel so good. They say like between 400 and 600 calories per hour of hiking. So if I'm going on a 3-hour hike, which I have done, or a 4-hour hike, and I'm saying, let's say 500 calories an hour or something in between, well, I'm burning like over 1,000 calories on a hike. It's gonna be hard to match that many calories burned just at the gym. I mean, you'd have to spend a lot of time at the gym really, really working hard to burn that many calories. And the benefit of hiking is that you don't really even, well, yeah, you feel like you're working out because you do sweat and you're breathing hard and stuff, and you feel exhausted at the end of the day, but it's something I love to do. It refreshes my mind, and I talked about that in my video talking about depression and anxiety and stuff. Being out in nature not only helps me physically, it helps me mentally as well. So I come back super refreshed, and I feel like I've totally accomplished something that day. You know, hiking up a mountain, like I have hiked up a mountain today. That's a pretty good accomplishment, even if it's not, you know, work related. And I've also, what I've started doing is Nordic walking. So Nordic walking is basically like speed walking. You can use poles as well, so you're kind of really in that kind of motion. And I've been going actually with a friend of mine and also with my mother-in-law, so she's really into it. You can burn just as many calories doing Nordic walking as you can jogging. or running, you just have to go for longer. So if you have the time and you're not really into running, do Nordic walking because it's also really good on the joints. You're not, you know, there's no impact from the run. You're just like really fast walking with poles. So you really actually start like sweating like crazy and burning tons of calories. And the other benefit is that you can keep chatting while you're doing it, which often you can't do when you're running because you're so out of breath and you're just like focusing on your breathing. You're just like breathing really hard. So it's hard to maintain a conversation. So especially if you're going with a buddy or you're going with a friend, Nordic walking is great because you can chat the entire time that you're doing it. You know, I've dropped quite a bit of weight. I mean, quite a bit. I mean, for me, it's significant. I've lost 5 kilograms, which is this many pounds right here. I don't know it off the top of my head. For me, that's pretty significant. You know, 5 kilograms is something. 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, okay, you're on the road, but now I've lost 5 kilograms. I feel like with 5 kilograms, you really kind of start to see a difference. Before that, I wasn't really noticing a difference, but I have basically lost 1 dress size. Last night I went to the NYX Professional Makeup Face Awards finale in Switzerland, which I actually will have a vlog up on that as well on my vlogging channel, so go and subscribe, just as a little plug there. Well, I bought a dress for it, so I ordered a bunch of dresses, and I ordered a bunch of dresses in, like, I didn't even measure myself, honestly. I should have probably done that, but I didn't measure myself, so I just bought dresses in 2 different sizes because I wasn't really quite sure. I still thought I would fit my usual old dress size. And then the dresses came and I tried on the first dress, which was in the size that I was before. It was so loose on me. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's starting to show that I'm losing weight. I'm starting to notice a difference, and I'm also starting to notice a difference in my face, just a little bit, not a ton yet. You know, I was looking back on some videos that I did like a few months ago and I had a really huge double chin. I still do have a double chin, like a little bit, you know, like, well, anyone has a double chin when they go like that, but I still feel like I can see this, you know, a little bit, but I'm starting to see it less. That's another area where I've kind of noticed a difference because actually this whole time I wasn't really going on the scale. That's another thing. I still use it. I mean, obviously I went on the scale just before this video just to see really how much weight I had lost. I'm not like going on the scale all the time because what happens is when you do that all the time, you know, you're obviously not going to see result every day. So it starts to become almost demotivating to go on the scale all the time. Some people feel like measurements is the better way to go. I'm not going to the gym at the moment. So that's the other thing that I wanted to quickly address because, you know, I used to go to the gym very regularly. I did weightlifting and that's very obviously beneficial. But just at this moment, like, I just don't feel like it. You know, I'm sure there'll come a time again when I'm like, oh, I really want to go back to the gym and lift weights. Because usually at the gym, I didn't do cardio at the gym. I never really did much cardio at the gym unless it was like pouring rain out. Because I always went outside to do my cardio. A 10-minute warm-up session or a 5-minute warm-up on a treadmill or something, and then I would do weights. I just don't feel like it at the moment. Like I said, you should just do what you enjoy. And right now, at this particular moment in my life right now, I just don't feel like going to the gym to lift weights. Do what makes you happy and you will see some kind of results. And even if, like, even hiking, like, I'm still using my muscles. You know, it's not like running and stuff, you're not using your muscles. Because what I notice is when I go hiking, especially on these steep uphill trails, my thighs and my butt at the end of the day are like burning because I've used them because I'm going uphill and it's almost like a Stairmaster and you're just like that repetitive motion for several hours. Now, the other issue that I wanted to talk about is food. So for the amount of time that I've been trying to lose weight, 5 kilograms is not a whole lot. So I know some of you will say like, oh, that's only this and this many kilograms per month or whatever. I haven't been as strict with myself with the food as I was the first time around. Like the first time I did this weight loss, I was doing low carb and I was very consistent. Like I said, I never counted calories ever, but I was very, very, very conscious of what I was eating in a positive way. It wasn't like orthorexic where you're becoming obsessed with everything you're putting in your mouth. That's definitely not how it was, but I was very consistent. So I would, you know, say no to a lot of things. Almost no sugar. I mean, everything was just like vegetables. The only sugar that I really consumed were from fruit. And I definitely wasn't having a lot of cheat meals or just cheat days in general. Almost none. So I would just eat healthy all the time. And obviously that's like a great way to go because, you know, eating healthy all the time is the ideal that you want to strive for. This time I'm just not as strict with myself, and I don't know if it's like a lack of motivation to be strict with myself. It kind of goes in phases. Like there's, you know, like this week, for example, I've eaten really well. You know, I did have a cheat meal yesterday because we did go out for dinner with the Nick's, at the Nick's Face Award. There was a meal served and it was like hamburgers and fries, and it was just so tasty, like really, really good. Like I had a veggie burger, but just like the most amazing fries, and I had wine and all this stuff. And I don't know if I would have maybe necessarily eaten that meal like the last time around. I probably would have asked them to order me something special. Or I would have maybe just, you know, said I want a salad with my burger or something. And I'm not doing that this time around. So I'm not as strict with myself. I'm not as consistent. So the weight is coming off slowly, but I'm still losing weight. You know, it might not be as fast as last time. Also, I'm older now. 5 or 6 years ago when I started losing weight or getting into a fitness lifestyle. It was about 6 years ago. So I'm like 6 years older now. That's another factor that a lot of people underestimate. The older you get, the harder it gets. But I'm still obviously watching what I'm eating, because otherwise I wouldn't have lost any weight at all, because, you know, even if you exercise a lot, if you're just eating crap all the time, it's almost impossible to lose weight. You know, it just depends what your goals are. If my goal was to be like, yes, I want to lose this much weight by whatever, November of this year, then obviously I would have to be much stricter with myself. I mean, I am goal oriented that I want to lose the weight, but I'm not like setting a deadline. I have to lose this much weight per week. It's just more comfortable for me this time around. Like I'm just being maybe a little bit less, you know, consistent, but whatever. I've lost 5 kilograms. So, I mean, you know, I don't care. Like I've already lost like a dress size, and it's still coming off. And you know, there'll be weeks, like maybe for 2 weeks I'll be super consistent, and then the next week I won't be as consistent. So whatever, you know, I'm not gonna like beat myself up over that. You know, I'm taking various medications that's also making it harder for me to lose weight. You guys know I'm on these medications for urticaria, and one of the side effects of that is weight gain. So the fact that I've lost weight makes me just happy. And the other thing is that I just feel so good at the moment. I know I'm not at my goal shape. I don't want to say like goal weight. I'm not at my goal shape, my goal body shape yet, but I just feel so good about myself. I just feel super confident, even though, you know, like I might have some stomach bulge and my arms are like, you know, a little bit chubby and stuff. I just feel so confident about myself, and I still feel really happy. And it's not like I'm not trying to lose weight. That's the thing. I'm not trying to lose weight because I'm so unhappy with my body. I'm trying to lose weight because I love my body, and I want to do the best that I can for my body, and I want to do the best for my health. And you know, I notice like even running and doing all this stuff, each time it gets so much better for me. Like my running time is so much better. You know, when I went running, I think I had to run 1 kilometer, because I do use the running app Runkeeper. It was like 9 minutes 45 or something to run 1 kilometer. Now that I'm going, it's like close to 7 minutes for a kilometer. Like 7 minutes something, 7 minutes 10, 7 minutes 15, sometimes 7 minutes 30 to run a kilometer. So I've already shaved off like 2 minutes per kilometer running. And otherwise, like just being able to go hiking and saying like I can go on a 3-hour hike and I'm not dead, I'm like I can still, you know, keep going, is pretty amazing. Like I wouldn't have been able to do that like 5 months ago, 6 months ago. And I think that's really also the key, is that keeps you motivated, is the better you feel, the more likely you're gonna do that. You're gonna keep going with whatever you're doing, right? Because it makes you feel so good and it makes you feel great about yourself. I feel happy, I feel energized. The last thing I wanted to talk about quickly is, do I wanna say this? Yeah, I'm gonna say it. We are getting a dog. Woohoo! A lot of you have asked about this, because I have kind of mentioned it before in like on Snapchat, on Instagram Live and whatever. We are getting a standard poodle. So I am very, very, very excited. I have thought about this long and hard. One of the reasons that I wanted to have a dog in the first place was I wanted to have a constant companion who's going to motivate me to go outside and to go running and to do all the stuff that I'm currently doing, that even on those days where I don't feel like going, I will have a reason that forces me to go out. And that's not the only reason. I mean, there's tons of reasons to get a dog, and I know it's a lot of responsibility. Trust me, I've thought about this long and hard. We are going to get a little puppy, a standard poodle puppy. This is always like, I hate to be negative, but seriously, stop. Just stop. If you're going to write a comment now, please adopt, don't shop. I totally agree with that. I totally agree that adopting the dog is the right thing to do. And I encourage everyone who wants to, you know, have a dog to first go to a shelter and, you know, see if you can find a dog there that suits you. And that is the way that I first started. That's how I wanted to have a dog. I had a few criteria of what I was looking for. That's what I went first. I went to a few shelters. I started looking online. Because of my allergies, there's only a few breeds that I can have. Or types of dogs. So standard poodles, they don't lose hair. That was the one thing that I really wanted. I wanted a dog that doesn't lose hair. So that already narrowed the list down quite a lot. There was only a few dogs that I could really go for. And I was really interested in a standard poodle because they're very athletic dogs. They're very athletic. They love to go out and run. They love to really accompany you on anything you do. And I also wanted a dog that's very intelligent. Standard poodles are the second most intelligent breed after border collies. I wanted a dog that I can train very easily because I'm going to be a first-time dog owner. Standard poodles are known to be super eager to learn, and they learn very, very fast. That's how I came to the breed standard poodle. So I started looking around in shelters, and I looked a long time, almost like half a year. I could not find one. This breed is not very common in Switzerland. I have almost never seen poodles here. And after a long time looking, I did decide to go to a breeder. So if you're going to judge me on that, then just whatever, you can do that. Just keep your comments out of my comment. I hate to be negative in such a positive video, but this is something that I'm just so excited about. Don't really need anyone to rain on my parade. I'm just so in a good space right now that I just don't really need those comments. Please, like, understand I did have my reasoning for it. These are my life choices. You do what's right for you. We're getting a boy. We are going to visit him tomorrow on Saturday. So by the time this uploads, yeah, it'll be tomorrow. So tomorrow, follow me, I guess, on Instagram stories, because I'll definitely be posting there of our little doggy that we're gonna get him in August. Yeah, beginning of August. So we'll have a little puppy. And I know getting a puppy is a lot of work. I did, you know, when I was looking at shelters, I wanted to adopt an adult dog, obviously. I didn't really necessarily need a puppy. You know, I thought if I can find a poodle, an adult poodle that's like a good fit, like, that's great. But like I said, I couldn't find one. I'm so excited. I will share with you guys the name and all that stuff when we actually have him. It's something I think that will really be awesome for running, for going jogging, for going hiking, because even if, like, I've gone on a few hikes by myself, and even if none of my friends or whatever want to come, then I will have a companion to come with me. That's why I got a poodle who needs, like, exercise, because I want to exercise with my dog. I didn't want a dog that just, like, lies on the couch and does nothing all day. Yeah, that's the big news coming in August. Stay tuned for our little puppy. There'll probably be a lot of videos on him, probably on my vlog channel, but I'm just so excited. I don't know, I just feel really in a great place right now. I hope this update has been helpful to you guys. I would love to know in the comments how it's going for you, to any of you guys who are on a fitness journey, who are on a weight loss journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Bye everyone.